Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Just Talking. I really gotta stop pressing the B button when I open up the recorder. Anyway, I thought I'd do something that's a little different. I'm not gonna talk about COVID-19. I'm not gonna talk about the president. I'm not gonna talk about politics at all. I'm gonna tell you about something near and dear to my heart. And I'm sorry if I blow my nose during this recording because I'm dealing with some allergy issues this morning. The pollen level here in Colorado is off the charts, apparently. Anywho, I figured I'd tell you about this cheap machinima I'm making for this channel. And it's called Lone Minutemen Ranger. It's a machinima I make in my Xbox engine. There's no voice acting, etc., etc. But I'm not going to talk to you about that particular part of it. I'm going to talk to you about the back lore of it, that way you guys know. This is fan lore. It's completely coming out of my head, and I figured this was easier than telling you guys, writing it down, sorry. Again, allergy issues. So, the Minutemen Rangers were formed during the war with the Institute to combat the rise of coursers. They were handpicked by the general, trained via the Department of Defense. I've never seen this place before. The Department of Defense manuals that you find all over the Commonwealth. And I think this is one of the mods I installed. The drive up. I don't even think this place actually exists in the in-game. I'm pretty sure this is a mod. It looks like a mod. And I'm going to spend the video exploring this. Ben Ward, the Lone Minuteman Ranger series takes place years after the war with the Institute. Years after the scouring of the Brotherhood of Steel and the destruction of the Pridwood. Years after the combining of, I don't know how best to describe this, the combining of the railroad and the Minutemen. During the times between where we jump off with Ben Ward and the Minutemen Rangers of the post-Institute War, we see the Brotherhood destruction, as I stated before, and we also see the merger of the Railroad and the Minutemen. The Railroad, in this alternate future for Fallout 4's universe, acts more like a intelligence gathering body of the Minutemen from this point on. Sort of like a CIA, for those of you who probably wouldn't think about that. And then, after a few years, they decided that they were going to pull Minutemen Rangers from both the railroad ranks and the ranks of the Minutemen. They were still going to be handpicked by the general, That's just a given. And they were still going to be trained as an elite guard of the Minutemen. They operate in Nuka World, pre-Nuka World War, or as I call it, the Nuka War. They operate in Far Harbor currently, fighting the trappers and trying to maintain the peace between Far Harbor locals and why can't I kill this guy? Why can't you feel my fist of justice? Again, I'm having allergy issues, guys, so I'm going to be sucking bad at this game today. And I'm going to be talking really weird, and I know that's probably going to annoy some of you. And oh, where was I feel like Joe Biden. I just forgot where I was going with this. And God darn, it was on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, where Ben Ward falls in the scheme of things for this little operation. Ben Ward joins the Minutemen upon leaving Vault 81. He was one of the kids, if you did the Vault 81 side quests, that would learn from you about the various different things you're talking about. However, you answered those questions in that particular side quest for Vault 81. And Ben Ward was just fascinated by this strange outsider that was allowed access to Vault 81 after the events of Austin getting eaten, or bitten, sorry, by the mole rat. God, I got parasites crawling in my brain. And he gets that mysterious disease. I'm going to use it by that a lot in this video, even more so than any other video. I'm just not feeling good at all. This video is probably going to be short, guys. These, Ben Ward eventually leaves Vault 81 to Diamond City because he's bored with what was going on in Vault 81. He wanted to see the world. He makes his way to Diamond City. And there he meets Minutemen recruiters that are just hanging out at the noodle stand. And I'm not going to explore that dungeon. I'll save that for another episode. I'm not going to explore, for just talking, I'm not going to explore any dungeons or anything. Unless I'm doing like a special episode. And that dungeon is just too small to justify going in for a video. Because then all we get is loading screens for most of the video, and I just don't want to do that. Ben Ward spends some time in the regular Minutemen army, not the Minutemen militia. Oh, by the way, I made the Minutemen a more permanent military force in combat. The gunners, various different Raider fractions, and the remnants of the Brotherhood of Steel. It only made sense to me. If I'm going to give a paramilitary group to the Minutemen, I might as well just make the Minutemen a more permanent force. Ben Ward spends most of his time stationed at the Starlight Drive-Thru branch of the Minutemen Rangers. He received his training and his instruction from Camp Lion, which is not a part of a regular settlement, but is one of the various different Minutemen Ranger camps in the Commonwealth. The veteran of the Nuka Wars, where he served with distinction, and that's when he got recognized by a famous Minutemen Ranger, Colonel Abbott. Ooh, that guy had a good gun. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, baby. Another rifle like that. They're appearing all over the Commonwealth. I rarely found those in my last playthrough, especially on my Xbox. Oh, God! That's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing, folks. You end up falling to your death. Of course, I didn't die, because my toughness level is way up there. Anyway, where was I? God damn, I'm sorry, guys. I'm dealing with some allergy issues. I took some medication. I'm trying to get this pushed out before work today, because right after I get off work, I gotta do schoolwork. And I just wanted this to be like a calm thing, and I wanted to try something that isn't gonna, like... But at least you're getting to see some good gameplay, even though I'm, for whatever reason, sucking really bad today. Not my normal bad playthrough, but still, this is a little extra idiot playthrough for you today. Yeah. Just think of this as a bonus video. And, I still feel bad because I'm trying to tell you guys the back lore behind my Lone Minutemen Ranger series, and I just can't bring it out because my nose is so clogged and hurt, and it hurts because I've been blowing my nose all day. And I gotta get all this stuff blown out of my head because I gotta go to work soon. I can't be sneezing at work, especially nowadays. I can't be sneezing at work, period. I work at a restaurant, for God's sake. If I so much as sniffle, my boss is gonna send me home. And I'm not a pay. Ooh, yeah, we're taking that. Anyway, let's get back to Ben Ward. Ben Ward served during the Nuka Wars in the regular Minutemen Army, where he saved his entire platoon from being overrun by Nuka Raiders at the Safari Adventure Zone, sorry. And he got the attention of a Colonel Abbott, the founder of the Minutemen Rangers, the co-founder, the general is actually the founder, who was a veteran of the Institute Wars and the fight with the Brotherhood of Steel. And he actually really appreciated Ben Ward's actions in the field, so he sent him to Outpost Dung, which is a training ground for Minutemen Rangers. Oh, sorry, not Outpost Dung. That's where Ben Ward will be stationed out of. He was sent him to FOB Forward Operating Base Ivan, which, if you guys have paid attention to the channel at all, you would know that I did a somewhat tour of FOB Ivan. where he received his training, and after 6 months, he received his Green Beret. Now, the Green Beret is symbolic of the Minutemen Rangers. They adopt a lot of their tactics and a lot of their training from the old United States Special Forces Green Berets. The story behind that would go, and this is just me trying to spitball an idea here. I've been trying to figure out where they would get the Special Forces Green Berets that come with that Vietnam uniforms mod I have that I told you about in previous videos that you've seen in the Minutemen Lone Ranger series. And the story goes, at Fort Hagen, the General and Colonel Abbotts were clearing out hostile robots sent by the Mechanist this is during the Institute Wars, during the time when they were trying to figure out a branch of the military, a branch of the Minutemen military that could fight coursers. And they know they have a bunch of soldiers with the acumen to fight these people, but they wanted a defining feature that will make people excited about joining. So, instead of the standardized blue uniforms, which you'll see in the Bin Ward series, regular Minutemen military wear blue uniforms, they wore green uniforms with their choice of camouflage or OD green, and their choice of their choice of armor. They get the best of the best weapons, the best armor, and they get the best training available to the Minutemen. Which, if my version of the Lone Survivor, I always pick the dude because to me that just makes sense. He's a former military man. He can adapt easily to situations. I just don't find the sense in picking the woman, not because she's a woman, but because she's a lawyer. What is she going to do? Has she even fired a weapon before? Does she know how to survive off the land like her husband probably received training for in the army? And I'd like to think that her husband was like, since in game you're like a total badass, excuse my language, you're like awesome. And I think of the Green Berets when I think that way. He's able to sustain and live off the land. He can totally just rip a person's head off and show it to them before they, in the mirror before they die, kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I thought of. And then I got that Vietnam uniform mod where it gives you Green Berets, Special Forces Green Berets, and I figured I'd make a machinima series out of that. And I was really disappointed when the mod didn't work on my PC. I'm going to try uploading it again. That way I can add a little voice acting to the series. I got to find decent voice actors who will do the work for free because this channel doesn't make any money, but still I'm very excited about that. Back to the Backlore, they found this crate of Special Forces Green Berets, and the lone survivor just has flashbacks back to the time when he was training to be a Green Beret, and then he realized that is what we need. We need, like, the Green Berets back. So he personally, alongside Colonel Cabot, trains these people in the methodologies of the Green Beret. He writes his own survival guide on how, kind of like a fine-tuning of the Green Beret training for post-apocalyptic America. He, like the weak points in Brotherhood steel armor, or the various different, or the various different and then the whole reason they were able to infiltrate and destroy the Institute were because of these Minutemen Rangers, so they became like superheroes to people all over the Commonwealth. Ben Ward joins the Minutemen regular army because he knows that's how they get handpicked. You can't really join the railroad in this timeline because those people are handpicked out of the intelligence people, out of intelligent people who, you know, read a bunch of science magazines or learn a bunch of stuff. And so, and Ben Ward didn't have that acumen. He was a very strong person, very stout person, and he worked as a caravan guard for at least 2 years before eventually winding up in Diamond City, and where he met the recruiter. And it's just an exciting series. I'm really excited about the series. I'm really hoping that Uniform Mob works now with my PC. I did some tweaks to the PC this weekend to see if it wouldn't work. And I'm going to try uploading that uniform mod again. I'm going to have to make space for it in my mod list because I'm already maxed out. I'm already, in my personal opinion, maxed out on mods. I don't like to run too many mods on this PC because I want this to be a smooth transition. And as you noticed, it took a last couple of videos. A lot of the stuff wasn't animating right as I was walking towards it, or there was blurry walls. And again, I could chop that down to Bethesda just being Bethesda, and that's like the third time I've knocked over that mannequin this week. You saw it in one video, that was just the one time. And I'm back in a place I usually end up in these videos. And if you want more story about Ben Ward, I'm happy to upload more, and I'm happy to redo this video. I think I'm going to redo this video just because it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. It wasn't exactly the way I wanted to present a character I've been working on for the last 6 months. And it isn't exactly the way I want to interpret Ben Ward's story. And, oh, there you are. You cut and run the last time I saw you. Well, now you're dead. Ha, that's what you get, buddy. He still had low health from when I killed him last time. Ha ha, ha ha. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this video off right here. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, even though it's short. It was a little short today, but we're already at 22, almost 23 minutes, so not really short. And I'm sorry that I was mumbling and kind of stumbling on my speech a little bit. Again, I'm dealing with some allergy problems, and I wanted to get this done before I went to work. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Stay safe, stay away from coronavirus or whatever, and hope to see you in the next video, and stay tuned to Train Crash TV for more. Please like, share, and subscribe.